I am Caitlin Fish. I am your Mrs. Indiana Petite 2026, and I am here to crown her story with our. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, hello, I'm Heather Almager, and I am Mrs. Indiana Classic Universe 2026.
Very fun. Perfect. I cannot speak.
It's all good.
I'd be surprised if I can pass this next national round. Being a mom, they take everything from you.
Oh,
Uh, okay, so my first question for you is, so Joel's her name. What do you do in your community?
it in my community, like platform work or
Platform, your job, anything that you choose to share with us.
okay. So yeah, I'm a hairstylist. I've been a hairstylist for going on 25 years. I will not actually. I can tell you my age. I took this in high school. I was young when I started doing hair, so I'm 42 years old. But yeah, I'm a hairstylist, and besides that, I love pageantry, all things pageantry, and I am also your Congressional District 1 lead for the American Cancer Society. So that is a new role that I took on this past spring. And I've since got to go to Washington, D.C. and do State Lobby Day in January, and we're going back to D.C. in September. So that keeps me very busy. Along with, before this opportunity came about, I volunteer with an organization called Phil's Friends. And we put together care packages to send people who are battling cancer. And it's not just in Indiana, it is across the whole United States. So that keeps me very busy. I'm a wife of 18 years, and I have a stepson who's 20.
Oh, that's wonderful. I know my family has a lot of different cancers that just kind of run through. So eventually it will probably end up down the line. But for now, we're all good.
That's good. That's really good. I guess I should tell you that too. I am a breast cancer survivor.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome. Well,
yeah. So
yeah.
cancer,
You
it became my platform just kind of out of the, out of going through everything I went through, and
yeah,
very basic in the beginning, breast cancer awareness. And as the years have gone on, I titled it Crown Beyond Cancer.
I love
And
it.
we have the website, all the things. I don't know if that's one of your questions, but we can go into that if you want.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, and the next question is what inspired you to begin the work or your journey? So, yeah, let's go on
Okay.
into how you began
Yeah.
it.
So, diagnosed at 29 years old, my husband and I were trying to have a baby. And we went through fertility treatments, and they did not work. And in turn, the medicine caused me to have lumps in my right breast, which a fertility doctor found. So I went through biopsies and lumpectomies, and then a year later had to have a complete mastectomy on that side.
Yeah.
And everything just kind of spiraled kind of out of control. I had suffered from endometriosis and adenomyosis. And when this all occurred, it caused all of that to kind of go a little crazier too. I started developing cysts, multiple surgeries happened, and in turn, I ended up with a full hysterectomy. So it kind of, I had always loved pageantry, and I had done a few pageants when I was younger. But when I went through this, I found, I don't want to say, I guess I can say found my purpose
Yeah.
for what I was supposed to do. I'm here, I'm surviving with my cancer. I end up with a very bad infection. My husband watched me code, and there was a lot going on. My journey was many years, and I'm still battling stuff from it. I'm good. I am clear of any cancer, but I have things that go wrong with my body that are kind of weird. So everything just kind of came full circle. And like I said, I started doing pageants more, and I held a national title in 22. I was U.S. American Elite Ms. So I had the national title with that, and then I wasn't done, and that's when I competed at Petite. I did it for 2 years, and now I am with Classic Universe. And I just feel like my story needs to be told, and I'm still here to help and inspire other women that, no matter their diagnosis, they will get through it. If not, they have support people such as myself and others along the way that I've met.
Oh, I love that. No, you're definitely not done.
No, not at all.
Your purpose is to be amazing and beautiful and the queen that you are, and to share your journey with everybody else, especially people who are going through the same thing,
Thank
which
you.
is why we are crowning your story.
I love it. I love what you're doing.
Thank
I love
you.
the title of it. I think it's amazing.
I just wanted to make an impact and share stories of other women that are around. So, because we have so many, and even in my own family or just my friends from other states, there's so many sister queens. Like, we all have a story. So, and we all can make a big impact in the world. So let's Share it with us.
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons, when I like I said, I'm not done with pageantry, and um, I when I found Classic Universe, that was a big thing when I talked to the director. They have a special part. I think it's the evening we get there, or the next evening, the first or second day. We do a where we all sit down and we tell our stories in one big circle.
Oh,
And each of us gets to understand why somebody is there. Like you said, everybody has a story.
yeah.
So that was a big deciding factor when I was looking, at different pageant systems, is that they do this. And I think it's really amazing to hear other stories, because you go into pageants and, you may see things online, but you don't know somebody's true story, until
Yeah.
something like this could come about. And I loved it. I was like, that's amazing. And so, yeah, that was one of my big deciding factors when I chose Classic Universe.
I love that. That's amazing. That really is. It shows everybody's just side of the story and how connected we can all be in different ways.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
with that being said, what does being a woman of impact mean to you?
Ooh.
Tough question.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it just, it means like coming out of what you've been dealt, like what you've been handed, and creating impact by letting others know that they can do the same, that nothing can hold you back if your mind is, guided in the way that you know your purpose, like we talked about your purpose. And I think that's ultimately what it is, just knowing that others are going to, be impacted by what I'm doing.
Yeah. And then who is a woman that shaped or influenced you in your life?
Oh, these are really good questions. Hmm. There's many. I have many. I'm gonna. I don't know if this is basic, but
Oh,
my mom, my
yeah.
stepmom,
Moms.
my grandma. All of these are strong women. My stepmom is the CNO and the vice president of a hospital, a
Oh,
very big
wow.
hospital. So that's inspiring to me. She has her doctorate degree. My mom was, worked in factories and raised my brother and I. And then there's my grandma. She was a wife of a man who worked in the factories, and she became a hairstylist herself.
Oh,
So, and I think too, when I look at these women, like my mom, my grandma, even my aunt, they're women who have suffered from endometriosis too.
yeah.
So knowing, that it's genetic, and I ended up with it too, and to see that, they're living out, my mom, still alive, my grandma's passed, my aunt's still alive, like they've made it through, everything they went through with what I'm battling. So I think that's
Yeah.
inspiring to look at them and know that you can make it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, what challenge have you overcome that made you stronger?
Whew. I would say everything with my health. I can't pick one. I can pick
Yeah.
a couple, like I said, with my breast cancer and everything I went through. That infection. I mean, I had 106.8 temperature. I
That's
coded on the
insane.
table, and my husband watched everything happen. And in turn, I end up with a heart. I have now a leaky aortic heart valve. So eventually I will have heart surgery because of that fever. And everything else with the, having a hysterectomy, and my husband and I did not have a child together after everything that happened. That made me stronger, it made our marriage stronger.
Yeah.
As a missus, and I get asked that all the time, why do you compete? You're married. Aren't you, too old to be, and you're never too old, in my
Never.
opinion. But, challenges like this that you go through as a married woman are just different than when you're younger. And I think that made our marriage, it was strong, but it made us even more strong, stronger.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. What do you hope your legacy will be?
I hope my legacy is to inspire others that they can do what I'm doing. I get asked so many times that, how do you have so much time? How do you spread yourself, doing this and that? And I
Yeah.
want to know, it is, you make the time, things that are important to you, you will make the time, you set out a schedule. So I want my legacy to be that anybody can do what I'm doing. And that just because I went through something doesn't mean you have to go through, something as traumatic as I did, that anybody can help others when they're going through something, or if they're just having a hard time, that anybody can do what I'm doing.
I love that so much. That's a great legacy. What advice would you give to young girls watching you today?
Hmm. I'm going to take it the health route, and I'm going to say be an advocate for yourself.
Absolutely.
Do not be scared to speak up if you think something is wrong, if you feel an abnormal lump in your chest. Be an advocate for yourself, and it may not be health. It may be anything you're going through. I hear so many times I judge pageants and we hear about mental health and things like that. Just always be an advocate for yourself. When you need help, do not be scared to ask for it.
I love that. That's so wonderful. I even have my own actual breast check coming up this month. This will be my 6th month. They did one 6 months ago for abnormal cyst. Turns out it was just benign because I have tons of those that run in my family. But we've also had, my mom is a breast cancer survivor. She was only just like pre-stage or stage 1 from a long time ago. So it runs in our family as well. So now that I'm 31 years old, I've been getting checked as much as I possibly can, because it's just one of those things, that it's creeping up on you if it's that genetic, running down the family and everything.
Absolutely. And I'm 42, so this has been, oh my gosh, over 10 years ago that I got diagnosed with this. And the amount of stories, of women who are like, I feel something, but I don't know if I should say something, or, my mom or my grandma had it. And I'm just like, listen, if it's in the family, it does not hurt to get checked out.
Absolutely.
So it's been a lot. I've heard a lot of people come to me, but I'm here to listen. And that's what I told myself I was here. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to shut those feelings off. It is.
Oh, absolutely.
I care so deeply about people. My heart just goes out to anybody that's fighting stuff. So yeah, anybody that has a family history, definitely. And I know, they're like, the age is 40 and I'm not 40. And I'm like, I was 29. So
you never know.
We never know. Yeah.
What's something people might not know about you? Just a fun little question to throw in there.
Fun fact.
Just a fun fact.
I think a lot of people know this, but I always love to throw it in there. I am a huge Elvis Presley fan.
Oh, I love that. I mean, yeah. I feel like there's actually a lot of Elvis Presley fans here that I've met. I have a student of mine that's also a very huge Elvis Presley fan.
How old is the student?
Like 14 years old.
I love that.
And she's in pageants as well. She's just obsessed with Elvis Presley. And I'm like, what? It's such a different thing to be obsessed with these days, especially for a younger student as herself. And it's like, this is great. Yes. Going backwards.
Kudos to those parents for showing her and letting her know who Elvis is, or her grandparents, or whoever it may be. Yes, I am a huge Elvis fan. This room actually, I turned it into like my get ready / pageant room. So I had so much stuff I needed to put up. But prior to that, this whole room was covered in Elvis memorabilia. I am
so fun.
A fanatic, been to Graceland, stayed at the Heartbreak Hotel, all the things. Yes, huge Elvis fan.
I love that so much. And I see the Mickey ears in the back. I actually am covering up all of my Mickey ears on my ceiling right now.
Oh yeah, those were from U.S. American Miss. One of our trips, we went to Florida, and we went to Disney Springs and did all the things. And they had us the ears made. You know how the pageant girls get the ears made.
Oh my goodness. That's so cute. I feel like I need to get a pair of ears with like the Petite's crown on them or something.
Yes, that'd be so cute.
I'll just make it. I Cricut. I'll just print them out myself and send one to you and me. We'll just be in the end of Petite Queens with the ears. We'll wear them right behind our crowns.
I love that.
Just a few more questions. When do you feel most confident or empowered?
I would say when I'm prepping for a pageant. Honestly, some people may have the nerves and all the things, but it just brings something out in me, and I'm meeting all of these other women, like I've met you, that, we haven't met in person.
Yeah.
But I meet all these women who come from all walks of life, from all over the world, just at different places. And, with Classic Universe, I'm doing Zooms. We do them bi-weekly, and just hearing them and their stories and, instilling what they're doing and putting it in my own workouts or, things that their websites are looking at. I just feel like being around these other women empowers me to do better in my life, or, they're doing something I never thought I could do, but I'm like, oh. And so I don't know, I would say prepping for a pageant, and just talking to other women and meeting other women, it makes me feel so strong, so good. And then at the end, coming together for the pageant, and I don't know, it just makes you feel alive.
Just kind of like the one big sisterhood coming together, like
Yeah,
a big family reunion just on stage.
it truly is. It truly
It's just on stage.
And that's, some people, and like I said, they ask, why I do pageants and stuff. And I'm like, you guys, once you do it and that bug is in you and you're
Yes.
around all these like positivity and people, that's what it is. It makes you feel so good.
Especially for like, I feel like as adult women, especially moms, we have such a hard time making friends. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we're constantly home with our little ones, or if there's like once you have a kid's like there's a shield up says, "Oh no, mom alert! Don't be friends with this person." But when you're like a
Yes,
mom and you're in like a pageant world, we're all here for each other. We all understand. We get it.
exactly. And I think that's the thing too, Mrs. Pageantry, you're around other women who are married and they have children.
Exactly.
And it is a thing. I tell everybody, Mrs. Pageantry is a thing, and
It's a
I have
thing.
some of my best, closest friends are girls I've met through pageantry that I still talk to. Through USAM or Petite, or
Oh yeah.
like I still talk to so many of them and check in on them and see how they're doing. And the ones that live close to me, I've met up with them. So yeah, some of my best friends are from pageantry.
Exactly, mine as well. Ever since I did my first pageant with Petite, I mean, they become my best friends for life. So
I love that.
it's been a fantastic ride, and I'm happy actually to be back this year. 'Cause I took a while hiatus, so having
Hey,
four kids, it
it's
took a
all good.
minute.
It's all. Sometimes we need that little break, reset.
Okay, my last question for you is if you can finish this sentence, women's history is being written when?
When our voices are heard.
Oh, I love that. Yes, absolutely.
And that's in anything.
That's
That's
just
in anything.
period.
Health, anything, when our voices are heard. And
Absolutely. I love that so much. Well, thank you for coming and taking the time to do a Crowner story. And I am so happy I got to share your story and your platform some more.